great I am. I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I am the king of the world.
Welcome to G5 Jeff TV. This is your first time on the channel. Definitely listen to the video, listen to the prior content on the channel. If you like what you're hearing, definitely hit that subscribe button, become a part of the family. Big shout out to the two sponsors of the channel, my boy Fast Classic. His mixtape is in the description box. It is absolutely free. Definitely give him a download, give him a listen. And my boy Matt, definitely check his apparel out on IG at We All From. Now, this has been a long time coming, but Errol Spence Jr. and Shawn Porter is signed, sealed, and delivered. There was a lot of rumors floating around that Errol Spence could fight Terrence Crawford. I didn't believe that bullshit for a second. This fight is going down. No date out yet, but more than likely probably September. And it's going to be on Fox pay-per-view from what I'm hearing. And the thing about this announcement, it was an announcement that I think the majority of the boxing public knew was going to happen at some point. But I actually want to take a closer look at this fight. Of course, I'm going to do a breakdown and prediction video and all of that good stuff. But there's a perception that this is an easy fight for Errol Spence Jr. And I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. And I'm going to tell you why I don't see it. Now, before I even get to that, is this a pay-per-view fight? I would have loved for them to put this on regular TV. I would have loved for them to put this on regular TV. But I think what's going on right now is the Al Heyman plan in the beginning of the PBC, overpay guys for lower level fights to get guys on board. It's coming back to haunt Al Heyman and PBC right now. Like, when you're paying guys $1 million to fight a journeyman, or who a lot of people would consider a bum, of course when they fight guys that they supposed to fight, or guys that are even in talent or even in terms of belts and it's a unification, of course they're going to want double or triple or whatever you were paying them when you was paying them $1 million to fight quote unquote bums. And I think that's the reason why a lot of PBC fights have been on pay-per-view. If you notice in the beginning of PBC, it was all about putting on free boxing for the boxing public. It was all about putting on free boxing events, and they was trying to take away the pay-per-view model from boxing. And Al Heyman was getting praised for that, but from a business standpoint, there are some bumps in the road when you're taking that approach. And I think he ran into those bumps and realized that he has to get some type of money flowing in, and to pay what Errol Spence wants and to pay what Shawn Porter wants, and to make everything make sense money-wise, yes, you got to put these fights on pay-per-view. And I'm going to support regardless, so I'm going to pay for the fights. And I don't mind paying for pay-per-view fights. I just want for it to be a good card all the way around. But I'm going to support this fight. I'm going to support these two guys. I'm a fan of both of these guys. Hard-working, and they deserve everything that they're getting right now. So this fight is not an easy fight for Errol Spence Jr. I'm going to tell you why. And when I give my reasons, I want for y'all to understand, I'm an Errol Spence Jr. fan, but I'm not an Errol Spence Jr. fan boy. It's a difference between the two. And the questions that I have for Errol Spence Jr. as a fighter is not questions because I don't think he can actually do these things. It's just the fact that I haven't seen it yet and I would like to see it. See, I think this is what I like to call an answers fight. This is an answers fight. Like, I know what I'm going to get from Shawn Porter, but as far as all of the questions that I have in regards to Errol Spence Jr., I'm going to get all my answers all in this one fight. So it's going to be a situation where after this fight, either Errol Spence is going to validate every single thing that an Errol Spence fanboy would say, or it's going to be Errol Spence Jr. has holes in his game. Now I see what the holes are. But either way, I'm going to get my answers as far as Errol Spence Jr. in this fight. This is why this fight with Shawn Porter is not an easy fight. Number one, you can't look at the Shawn Porter Yordenis Ugas fight and automatically think that applies to the Spence fight. In boxing, styles make fights. Yordenis Ugas, it's not the greatest style matchup for Shawn Porter. Not in terms of how Shawn Porter fought. Shawn Porter went in and, he was on his Muhammad Ali, moving around the ring and showing different dance moves and all that, trying to show that he can box. And he made the fight very difficult. I actually had Ugas winning that fight. You could tell Porter wasn't motivated for the fight. Had trouble making weight. I don't care what he says. He had trouble making weight. Had to cut a braid off to make weight. It's a heavy-ass braid, by the way. But anyway. I'm getting off topic here. You can't look at Shawn Porter's last fight and automatically think he's going to come into this Spence fight the same way. That's number one. Number two, Shawn Porter may be the most athletic welterweight in the division. I mean, foot movement, foot speed, angles, style. Shawn Porter is a difficult puzzle to solve. Difficult puzzle to solve. The one guy that had the most success against Shawn Porter is Danny Garcia. I like Shawn Porter's approach in that fight with Danny Garcia, but the bottom line is Danny Garcia hit him with the most shots that he's ever been hit with in a fight. And he still won the fight off of activity. I will tell anyone, and I'm not just saying this because Danny Garcia is from my city. I'm not saying this because he's from my city. Danny Garcia landed the cleaner shots. When you judge a round, the number one thing you judge is clean punching. If that trumps everything else, Danny Garcia should have won that fight. But Shawn Porter is a difficult puzzle to solve because of his foot movement, because he has quick hands, because he has quick feet. It's the second reason why this is not an easy fight for Spence. Number three, if you notice, Errol Spence doesn't ever counterpunch. You want to know why? Because nobody ever throws punches against this guy. Mikey Garcia fought him. He ain't throw no shots. Other guys get into the ring with Errol Spence. Nobody throws shots. So Errol Spence can just walk in the ring knowing he's going to be able to throw his punches and not get anything coming back. Not anything major anyway. This is going to be the first time Errol Spence Jr. is going to be in a fight where he's going to have to worry about the backlash. He's going to have to worry about the return fire. Because the one thing about Shawn Porter, he going to let them hands go. And the fights that I've seen with Errol Spence Jr., a lot of the times, he don't counter. Kell Brook was a guy that threw some punches against Errol Spence. And what Errol Spence does a lot is he blocks with his hands up and he tries to move away from shots. But very rarely do you see him throw shots in the pocket or he throws with a guy, where it's basically like, you know what, you throwing your hook, I'm gonna throw my shit too. We gonna meet right in the middle. We gonna meet right here. We gonna throw them shots. We gonna see who land first. You never see that from Spence. Never see that from Spence. So he's gonna have to show us that in this Shawn Porter fight. And the last reason why I say Shawn Porter's not a easy opponent for Spence is because Spence is used to fighting at a controlled pace. He's very methodical, laid back, and he has a pressure style, but it's methodical. Shawn Porter has the ability to quicken the pace. The reason why Shawn Porter gave Keith Thurman so much difficulty is because he quickened the pace. Not only did he apply pressure, but he quickened the pace. He made Keith Thurman fight 3 minutes of every single round for 12 rounds like Keith Thurman couldn't breathe. And that's why a lot of people felt like Shawn Porter won the fight against Keith Thurman, even though I thought Keith Thurman won the fight 7-5. So if you had it 6-6 a draw, if you had it 7-5 going to Shawn Porter, I'm not bad at you. So there's plenty of reasons to buy the pay-per-view outside of just fighting. It seemed like both of these guys are really good guys for the sport. So that's another reason why you want to support them. Now I don't want you, I don't want your lights being off or your gas off because you're trying to support these two. Of course, you want for it to be feasible for you financially, but you definitely want to support these guys. This is going to be a great fight, but this is going to be a fight where if you had any questions about Errol Spence Jr., you're going to get your answers in this fight. And if you are an Errol Spence Jr. fanboy, and in the back of your mind, you want to validate why you're an Errol Spence Jr. fanboy, this is going to be the fight to get that validation. So I hope this is a great fight. This has the potential to be a fight of the year type fight. For me, I hope that Shawn Porter comes into this fight fighting the way he did against Keith Thurman and not the way he did against Danny Garcia. I think with Danny Garcia, even though he was more controlled and he mixed in boxing with the rough stuff, he left a lot of openings, whole lot of openings. Where with Keith Thurman, he didn't leave as many openings with the style that he came in with the Keith Thurman fight. I want to see Shawn Porter fight any style but that Ugas style. If he fights the way he fought against Ugas, he going to lose, and he going to lose bad. We need to see Shawn Porter, the pit bull, in this fight, and we going to see what Mr. Spence Jr. got. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.